some ladders. Now, the symbol in the top left, back when full screenshots and stuff were being released before even the demo was playable, there was a lot of speculation on what the hell it is. And in case you're not aware, as far as I'm last read, it was confirmed that it's going to be your covenant, whatever covenant you're in. So apparently there will be no significant thing in the corner like humanity or anything now. So this guy's using the club. Actually, that guy in the bridge piece was using the club too, wasn't he? Now up here, whoop, yeah. Now here's something that got me curious. I found it interesting he jumped up here, so I wanted to actually knock him off and see if that's a normal ability they can do, or if that's just a setup script thing. And as far as I can tell, it's a setup script thing. Because he apparently no longer has the ability to jump up here, even though he knows I'm up here, so... Yeah, as far as I know, he can't do anything over there. The guy still ignores me, so I'm pretty sure he can't jump up here. So here I tried to do failed plunging, I believe. Yeah. Wasn't very successful in the plunging. I tried to make him fall to death, but, well, falling to death apparently was too much for him. So we try plunging again. And you know, you gotta notice, I'm using a dagger. Like, I don't think many daggers are very useful in the Souls games. And it's really interesting that I'm kicking a lot of things' asses with it. I'm not saying it's not possible, I'm just saying. Like, basically what I'm saying is, like, it's really easy to kill this shit, even with a dagger. Of course, there is going to be a guy here later on that is going to obviously make that more subjective. And yeah, I do eventually start wielding some other stuff. But that's probably not for another hour. Because mainly I'm stuck with mostly what I have until I level up, which I don't think I've even taken the time to level up. Now, I do have to say I am looking forward to the fixes they've done to the whole backstabbing problem. And a lot of the online stuff seems a lot better now. Summons and that seem to be on time and stuff. The only problem with summoning was probably too many people were trying to summon people. So it seems like the summon signs have a kind of stay around a little even after the person got summoned. But invasions and everything seem to work pretty fluid. Now, I did get to see Orbolo try out those magic bombs.
Lively.
Those are pretty interesting. I did not get to try them. But they're basically just magic bombs. They're explosive bombs that are magic. Yeah, we do a little... Now, as you can see, that guy is attacking now. You know, now that I think about it, it looks like... I'm not sure if I remember seeing anyone sitting by the bonfire, because we see a ghost now. I don't remember. I wonder if you got different sitting animations like in Dark Souls, though. Obviously, it's kind of hard to see them with how, if, like, focuses in, so there probably ain't. Also, apparently, if you kill this NPC, a tombstone will appear where she is, and you can still shop with her, which is ludicrous. I have to wonder if that's going to actually be in the game, because that's weird. Very weird. So yeah, I buy some daggers, but I never actually use them, though. Just something I was like, obviously I want to kinda... They give you a lot more slots, so you have to kind of think of the up and down of that. Because, filtering through so many items, you're taking longer to get to what you want. And, in a PvP aspect, that's usually very dangerous. Those few seconds of trying to get to that one and so item could mean your life or your death. But now we're gonna head to the forest, I believe. And the forest is, of course, where I started screaming like a little girl. And anyone who participated in this most likely knows why. And this is when I believe I also figure out, because I did not know in advance. Well, actually, did I? I think I actually heard somebody talk about. I don't remember now. Well, either way, I do know this is when I first tried it. So I took advantage of the stunning thing and, easily get people down now. Oh, and there was no kicking. I think I've already mentioned that before, but there was no kicking in Dark Souls 2. Instead, you do a kind of it basically instant breaks totaling shields. So if you were the kind of person hanging around the forest, totaling around people trying to backstab them without doing anything else, you're going to really not like Dark Souls 2 then, because you're basically an easy target now. So I can't wait for day one of Dark Souls 2 and just find all these people totaling around and just fucking break, stab. I do actually get to try it out a little. And again, that will be a little later. I believe it's a little while before I get invaded again. But I'm obviously exploring. There's a body there. Yay, body! Of course, I'm looking around, beware of traps, and oh, looky! Now, notice these thieves. They really blend in with the grass and the ground, and they actually take advantage of that at several points. They hide a lot in the grass. Bye-bye. So, you actually need to be careful of that. The son of bitches are actually hiding. Zahanda. The legend never dies. But because I can't wield it. Or can I? Nope. Nope. Too much. Puny wizard hands can't use. I didn't actually even look at the message system. I was just like, nah, I want to play. Now up here is the first really threatening looking thing in the game. It's really hard to see. Ah, there it is. And see it like, oh. So yeah. And waiting for it. Because if I remember correctly, I died from it. Or did I? No, I died from that. And that's why fighting in small areas sucks. But yeah, I was just like, oh boy. But now I got a little idea of what he does and how he moves around, so. You die, you learn. You live, and you learn. That's the way of the souls. The way of the soul. But let's talk a little about whole dialogue about this war, though. Giants that crossed the sea in a war from a long time ago. Is she talking about Dark Souls? Is she talking about the events of Dark Souls in any way, or are we so far in the future? Because there are several things in here that I've always basically pointed out that we are in the future. That this takes place after Dark Souls. However, if you notice, the white soapstone still declares that time is disordered, and so that means we still have the ability to fuck around with time. So just because the majority of the game will be in the future doesn't mean there won't be weird events that can transcend time in any way. But basically, the question is how far. There are several items. I know one guy who read a lot of the interesting item descriptions in one of his videos. They're basically like a lot of them. Like one of them is either talking about Gwen or Saliel with the lightning spell, which the Dragon Master has. It basically says his of a long forgotten hero, something like that. I mean, there's a few different things that delude and hint at dark events, people, and things in Dark Souls. Pyromancers are mentioned, and pyromancing's also fireballs and that are part of sorcery again. So, and as far as I can tell, there's nothing really explaining that. I guess eventually they have rediscovered how to use fire magic. So, pyromancing is either been converted into sorcery, or there is no actual pyromancing in Dark Souls 2, and it's a lost art in its own. But a lot of names and things have been lost to time, so it definitely seems like we're kind of led to believe it's been a really fucking long time. I mean, like, humanity isn't even referred to itself in the same way, so it's like a lot of shit has just went unknown. But of course, I fall to my death. No. I'm still alive, and guess who came? Oh, and I'm like, the hell? And I'm like, no, I can't shield block. And yeah, it's like, no. But yeah, I was kind of like, huh? So yeah, if you two-hand your casting, you cannot block. So you're going to have to be extremely careful. And if you're a seasoned Souls fan, you know, in a defensive measure, you're used to holding your shield out all the time. At least until you're used to the layout of where enemies are. When you're exploring the unknown, in case of arrows, throwables, and shit like that, or just shit falling on you, leaping out of the shadows. You know, you're used to doing that if you're not always two-handing your weapon, or even then, people who two-hand their weapons, like Epic Nameblower went around defending with his two-hand weapon. So, I mean, you know, it's a common feeling when you're playing Souls games to hold your shield button. So, it's definitely going to be something to get used to if you're going to use two-hand casts, that you can't do that. It's going to screw you up. So I'm like, oh, well, my soul's shit. But yeah, since I'm going to be redoing this stuff, let's go back to the kind of lore aspect here. And she also talked about giants. Now, as I always said, you know, giants obviously existed. There was the Tomb of the Giants. But as far as we're aware, none of them lived. So we don't even really know anything about the giants as far as I know of. I don't think there's anything in Dark Souls that even talked about the giants really, was there? So, the giants have crossed the sea, and there was a war long ago, and a lot of people have basically been abandoning the area. So, that really, sadly, doesn't tell us a lot, except for the fact that apparently a lot of shit's been happening since Dark Souls. It's quite possible it's really far in the future. A lot of names and things have been lost to time. You would think, you know, considering no matter what debate of which ending happened, the dark or the light ending, the lighting of the bonfire or the dark age, it's obvious that a shitload of time has progressed, because you would think a lot of people would know a lot of what happened, like about the undead course and stuff, but apparently it's just still really unknown. And here I was trying to get my shield out, And then I was like, oh yeah, well let's try it. So yeah, you can manually aim your spells in the new mechanic system that's with the bow. So it's definitely a very interesting touch. Obviously, though, you're gonna see me do a few horrifying fails, and yeah, backstab. See, backstabs are still possible. They're just not as easy to pull off. At least without ganging up on the person with multiple people. Which we'll get into that. That's one of the things I'm concerned about. Like I said, with the current setup. I'm pretty faithful that Poise wasn't walking right, so that's what I pretty much think. But yeah, I kind of like this idea of being able to manually aim spells. Because while you could do it in the original Dark Souls and Demon Souls, um, it wasn't so easy unless you were using the binoculars or the telescope or a bow to give you a crosshair. I personally preferred using a bow because it would at least give you a crosshair to kind of get a better idea of where you're aiming. But yeah, basically without the utensil or something else, it was really hard. And yeah, see, bam, 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 bam. Now, obviously, it's not surprising the thieves probably have no poise. It looks like all they're wearing is leather, so obviously they wouldn't have any. But you know, there's other shit, and there's players, I mean, that should have poise, but it just doesn't seem to be working or functioning. And anyway, I would love to hear what you think, your thoughts on the lore aspect are. We're going to be running out of this because I did 3 recordings, refreshed the recordings. But we're going to be running out of video here in a little bit, so I would love to hear your opinions on the time frame. Do you still think it's debatable that Dark Souls 2 takes place in the past? I'm pretty convinced that it's taking place in the future. But of course, that leaves the debate of which ending is canon. And was lighting the bonfire or was the Dark Lord? Bonfires are apparently still functioning, so that would seem to possibly hint at the bonfire ending being the true ending. Now, obviously, you know, if the Dark Lord ending happened, and that's something actually I want to like kind of throw out there. If you became the Dark Lord, wouldn't you be declaring war basically on all current living kind, basically? The Great War. See, that's what I find kind of like in a two-way cruelty here. Like, you know, it's basically saying, you know, it's like there was a Great War. Oh, the dark ending, but bonfires still work. Oh, oh shit. So it's kind of like which one? But that's just one idea what this Great War could have been. Whether it is or not, who the hell knows? Body physics, because they're fun. But yeah, I kind of fail a lot at this because there's times where I'm like just reflexing to my shield while I'm two-handing my staff, and I just like, oh fuck. Now this guy later on I get to do a little more melee with him, but for now obviously I'm kind of still getting used to enemies, so I take advantage of range. Bun. Yeah. Yeah, want to get some distance, some stamina. Now I just need him to swing and boom. Now these big guys are like bursting into freaking blood like hell. I mean, I know there's blood in Demon Souls games. I mean, Dark Souls, you know, Souls games in general, but dang, that's just a shitload of blood. But I have to really say the graphics just... This definitely has to be some of the best shit you can do on the PS3. Or even the 360. I mean, it is for both, so... This looks like this is definitely pushing the power of all consoles to To the extreme. It definitely looks like it. FromSoft's always been pretty good with keeping up with good stuff. But yeah, we're kind of like. Now you might be saying, when's the video ending? Well, I was just kind of giving you a little update that there's a few more minutes still. It's just, but we find a cage here that we can apparently get in, but there was a path there, so I figured there's somewhere else, but there actually there is somewhere else, but it's actually the exit. It's not the entrance. The entrance is actually on the roof. You actually have to fall onto it. As you can see there also, the weighting system seems to just be weight, like as in just a raw positive number, no positive, negative, or anything. Now, I don't know if there's any positive effects to getting a weighting in Dark Souls 2. The nice thing with, and that was the spell I was talking about in the demo, where you don't want to use enclosed wounds because it apparently just gets eaten up in the wall to the left. Very nice spell when you have multiple people in front of you, though. But oh, what was I saying now? I got distracted though. But down. I don't go down because I see very unfriendly people down, and like, I'm not ready for you guys. Though we do want to pop in here real quick. But yeah, you might notice them down there. It can be a little tricky. I did try to have the brightness higher in the control settings, so hopefully it won't be that bad. But it is pretty dark, so. But of course, being a game called Dark Souls, of course it'd be. But oh, we get ambushed. Nice try, buddy. Die! Yeah, and that's the first trapped Willy. Surprised me, actually. Everything else I'd say I predicted pretty decently. That one I let fall in. Yeah, I'm just kind of like... Should I? Should I not? That is the question. I should. So yeah, I'm just like, I see some down there, but I think I'll come back later. So, yeah. Still getting used to. Now, up here, we're gonna run into a few more guys. Now, there's a multitude of people up here. Kind of surprised the second one hasn't started attacking me, actually. Ah, failed on that backstab, but got them all the same. Yeah, I'm really surprised that little guy isn't attacking me. Oh, that's actually kind of surprising. Now I activate that, he goes in, and oh, he got attacked immediately when he went near the switch. Up! Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. Die! Did I forget about that last part? Oh, I'm sorry. So yeah, as you can see, there are holes in all these little cubbies. Now, something you're definitely going to have to get used to, you have to hold the X button with all these different commands going through the fog, pulling switches. You have to, or even opening the door. Now, here I'm like, what the fuck's happening? What the fuck's happening? The world's ending, and it's like, oh, glitch. Oh, actually, maybe the bridge activates that guy. I don't know. But yeah, you gotta be careful. These guys are just hiding everywhere. Interesting, later on, I find this particular one just sitting down. So, they are well placed in blending in with shit, so. Yeah, we can see some fire over there. Ooh, funny. But yeah, at this point, I decide to go back, take what I have, and see if I can make any use for it. And I believe my next idea is to go into the field with two giant fat dudes around it. I think this is when I decided to summon some people. Hey, can you blame me? Okay, maybe you can, but I don't know. But anyway, we're almost at the end of this particular recording, so I will bid you all adieu, and I'll see you all in the next video of Dark Souls 2's online beta. Thank you for watching, and again, please feel free to leave a comment, ask anything, or leave your opinion about any lore, or any dialogue, or anything you read. I mean...
You seem like the battles would never end. Poor folk like myself have nary a place to sleep. That's why I keep all me things right with me. You may travel light, but methinks you bear a burden of your own.